Okay, so high price tag or not, the reign of the Warlock has honestly felt like an amazing addition to the game. Most of this week has actually been spent casually playing and leveling my Warlock, just enjoying the ride again. Hello YouTube, Liquid Dream here with another episode of my Holy Grail journey. I was joining public games all the way through to Hell difficulty, but once I unlocked Hell Terror Zones, I basically became a hermit again. Why, you ask? Well, whenever I joined public games, everyone would scatter in every direction, just sniping bosses left and right. That pretty much made chasing the heralds impossible. So I've decided I'm going to attempt the monumental task of getting a Sunder Charm as a solo player. No luck as yet though, but I'm still hopeful I'll snag one before the end of the season. One thing that does annoy me a bit though is those 30-minute Terror Zone timings. Not a fan by a long stretch of the imagination. I get that you can terrorize the entire game, and if you're lucky enough to get the materials to make that happen though, but those half-hour rotations just feel way too short in my opinion. Anyway, I might showcase my Warlock finds next week, but you know what? Enough of all that, and let's get into it. We're back at the catacombs hunting terrorized Andariel once again. Now the next item is pretty nice early game armor. Nothing game breaking, but definitely something you could throw on a fresh character while leveling. It's light, easy to equip and gives some useful stats. It is obviously Blinkbat's form. It actually looks pretty cool too. I'm not sure if I remember mentioning this, but I started a little side project, a collection of unidentified rings. Now, I'm not going to showcase every single ring I find, but the ones that drop from Andariel are always extra special. Why? Because she has one of the best chances in the game to drop one of the most legendary rings. It's obviously the Stone of Jordan. But look, for now I'll be simply collecting them, and then in future I will create a nice long video trying to unidentify all of them in one go and hopefully snagging that SOJ. Now here is a funny moment. I played Diablo 2 from launch back in the day, and those early days were a whirlwind. Everything was new, chaotic, exciting, and honestly a little hazy looking back at it now. But somehow, despite thousands of hours in the game, I never knew about this little secret passage door heading down towards the catacombs. Seriously? I was absolutely floored. Here I am, someone who can practically name most uniques before they even get identified, and yet somehow I missed something that simple for years. What a noob moment. Time to squish that giant annoying bug again. Juriel used to be one of the most feared bosses in the entire game. Back in the day, walking into the tiny chamber was basically a death sentence if you weren't prepared. But these days, not so much. Eventually the bug goes down, and look, it hands over a classic weapon that doesn't get much use because of obviously the rune words, but the Atlantean is a nice little addition. Just like nobody skips leg day, I never skip terrorized stony tombs. This place is practically designed for a cold soul. Out of one of those chest pops what some players would call a perfect grand charm, the kind that would normally be worth a bit of forum gold, maybe even enough to trade for a ham and cheese sandwich. Sadly for me, this is a single player, so the sandwich remains imaginary. Still a nice charm though. Still popping those chests. I've got a bit of weird superstition when it comes to the gold chest at the end. I literally have to kill every single monster in Stony Tombs level 2 before opening it. Every single time. No idea why, it's just one of those habits that stuck over the years. Anyway, I did say I wouldn't showcase every unidentified ring drop, but this one was just a bit unexpected. Now the Bloodmoor isn't exactly known for its monster density, but a Terror Zone's a Terror Zone. I was honestly a little bored and figured why not give it a run. This time around something nice dropped though, and this is an absolutely screamer for a mercenary. Massive strength requirement, that's probably why. The armor is nothing short of spectacular, and it's obviously the Leviathan. Back to terrorized Andariel for one more run. Now this weapon is actually pretty interesting. It almost feels like a bit of foreshadowing for Warlock class in my opinion. It's got some very unique traits going for it. Ethereal yet indestructible, around 240 enhanced damage, over 100 points of added magic damage, and one of the most satisfying modifiers in the game, ignores target defense. The item's the Ghost Flame, and it's, I guess legendary now for any Warlock. Once again, what would a Holy Grail video be without actually chasing some runes as well? Here we are destroying, as per usual, our little entourage that Countess drops at us. And this one, it drops a nice little rune that I wouldn't necessarily not expect every time. I usually get up to Shale or Co or whatever, but she decided to drop a Paul rune. How delightful. And this is gonna end our video today. So, all too soon that brings us to the end of the video. Andariel delivers once again, but Stony Tombs and Duriel definitely help pull their weight as well. The Holy Grail now moves forward to item number 429, and since I haven't transferred any of my single player characters into the Reign of the Warlock expansion, I'll keep pushing the Grail forward here on a single player, at least until I get bored and decide to chase the new items as well. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers. Slowly but surely we're getting there. But until next time, peace out YouTube, and may Lady Luck be on your side.